All right, hello everybody. I'm Trevor, and in our 2021 tourney, I was playing Prinkets. So main deck, extra deck, side deck. So move these to the side. Start with the main. So Prinkets is pretty standard, but I do 3 wind, 3 water, 3 fire, and then I only do 2 Roxy's. Roxy's is the Pranket I want to see in my hand the least. He can get you a draw, meaning he could cycle a dead card out, but most of the time, the idea when you're building your deck is you want all your cards to be good. And most of the time, I didn't want to just banish a card that was good for an unknown. Because, the unknown might be good, but it might also be an additional card. So Roxy's is probably the Pranket that I resolve the least amount of times. Okay, so that's those guys. And then the best extender / whatever in the deck, 2 Parallax Seed. I love Parallax Seed in this deck. It makes your normal summon not lose to Ash Meister or even Gamma technically. It's just so nice, and I only play 2. I feel like you only need 2, mostly because even when I open with 1, a lot of times I will just summon the 1 and not summon the second one. If you summon 1, you get to chicken before 5 or on your 5th summon. So if you do get nibbed there, you at least get your search. If you summon the other Parallax Seed, you get nibbed before you searched anything or gotten any advantage, and that's just really bad. But you can still make use of the 1 because you can summon your Roxy's at the end and make Dweller, which you'll see in the extra deck. So yeah, I think only 2 is required. And then we're on to Hand Trap lineup. 3 Veiler, 3 Ash for the monster type hand traps. Ash is great, always. There's not a single occasion. Veiler's great too. I found myself siding out a lot, going second, just in favor of other more matchup specific cards. More just because I was nervous about effects I would need to negate on my opponent's turn. But Veiler is still great going blinding first or whatever. Alright, and then next we got on to spells. So 3 field spell. It's just great. It lets you chain block going second. It's just very nice. It lets you boost up to get OTKs too, so it's just great. 3 of the fusion spell. Again, card's just great. It's aside from Parallax Seeds, probably one of your deck's only other extenders. And then 1 pranks. I don't think you need more than 1 pranks. If you're playing Desires, maybe you need 2, but I'm not. So you search it when you need it. You dump it if you don't at the moment. But you do need to play at least 1 to get your recycling going. Otherwise, you're just going to eventually run out of resources and lose. And then a bit of a flex spot. 3 Forbidden Chalice. This card is really, really good. There were so many instances where, it's theoretically imperm, right? It's negate on your opponent's turn. But there's so many times where you want to bait by doing your normal summon, and they think, okay, they don't have it. And then you chain Chalice to whatever it is, and it's great. It's a really good card. It came up really good, except the one time that I had to negate my opponent's thing, and it boosted them to exact game. So the 400 was exact game. This is good, Jacob.
Turn the camera around, Jacob.
Yeah. Who's got this guy? Yeah. But it was a good game, and yeah. The next best card, Instant Fusion, does everything. It's an extender. It can be a combo starter on turns 3 and 2 and onward, and it's amazing. You play this. There's no reason not to play it. And that's the first of a bunch of one-ofs. The other ones being 1 Called By, 1 Cosmic, Terraforming, the most disgusting card, Mystic Mine.
I was playing mine.
I played the 1 mine. You play Terraforming, right? And then 1 Droplet. I would trade this for a Droplet instantly. I would also maybe even change this for a Book of Moon. I got it out in 2 games. 1 game it actually stalled for a little bit and it was fine. But my deck's not trying to stall. And then the other game, my opponent had 1 monster, like Zeus. I negated it. was waiting, drew a prank kid the next turn, and then I couldn't use my prank kid because their Zeus would be online. And I was like, if it had been in Chalice, I win the game because I negate their Zeus and I can actually do stuff. But it locked me. Actually, both times I ended up using it, so I don't really like it. The one one Cosmic is because there was not a lot of back row decks in our tournament. Nothing like specifically as a back row deck, but I wanted it in case somebody did some disgusting floodgate. Some jerk just did some floodgate grossness.
The mind mirror. He's prepping for the mind mirror.
Or just anything, you know. And then terraforming, because it's versatile, it gets you your field spell, or it gets you the. And then Forbidden Droplet. This card is just so good. It's Chalice on roids. And the best part is it won't let boost your opponent for game. It'll actually reduce their attack, so it's great.
It won't boost your opponent for game.
It won't boost your opponent for game. Yeah, if I could get 2 more of these, I'd put them in instantly.
Beautiful.
And then finally, we're on the traps. Triple Imperm, because it's so good as a hand trap, and then double Judgment, just because that puts us at 40 cards. Every time I had a game where I drew 3 Imperm.
Also against me.
Also against Jacob. I mean, he won that game, but it could have gone both. Like, Imperm is just great. It's not a hard once per turn. It's a better Veiler 9 times out of 10. It's a great card. And you can use it to stop Floodgate. So somebody had an anti-spell against me, and I used that and was able to then use the spells on my turn as well as negate one of their stuff. And then Judgment is just fantastic. It's so versatile. You need protection, especially when you have as many quick play spells and stuff, because you just don't want to get hit with backer removal, and Judgment protects you against that. If you're playing the mirror, you can Judgment your opponent's thing, and they don't get any effects. It's just a really nice card. It clears stuff, it protects you, it does everything. Extra deck is 3 Bow Wow. Or Meow Meow, sorry. Sure, and you need it as a starter. I could potentially, there was a while where I was playing it too, and I could maybe think of doing that still, just to get more, because sometimes you need more flex space in the extra deck, and I'll get into what I wish I had played later. But it's 3 of those. 2 chicken. Some people play 3. I've never really had it come up where I needed the third. You can, if you don't have Pranks access, you don't need to go to the second one. And if you're going to get Pranks access, well, you're going to go to the second one and you'll just recycle it back with Pranks. Yeah, I think 2 is just fine. 1 Bow Wow, and then instead of a third one here, I played the 1 Rip Roarin'. I like Rip Roarin'. Sometimes you can't make Battle Butler, but you still need a big monster to clear off into your opponent's board. And this is 3k, and the field spell will reduce them by 500. So this can usually get over stuff. It clears back row, and if they out it, you get literally any card out of your graveyard. It doesn't have to be a Prank Kids card.
We're back. Sorry.
All right. And then on to, so those were the links, the Prank Kid links, and now on to the Prank Kid fusions. 1 Rocket Ride, 1 Weather Washer, and then 2 Battle Butler. A lot of people play 1. I really like with 2. With 2, nobody expects the second one. So there's a play you can do where you can always do double Regeki. So you have this engrave effect, banish effect, get rid of it. But if on the summon, if you have a second Pandemonium, you can summon the main 3 out again, and then you can do it all that, and then they're like, okay, board's clear. You flip up the third one, and then you can get your 3rd Battle Butler. It comes up, and it came up once today. Okay, not the triple Regeki, but I had it where we were grinding, and I had used it, and I didn't have a turn to recycle it with Pranks, and I had to make the second one. So it definitely came up having 2. I just think it's too good not to play. And then on to like non-Prank Kids cards, 2 Xyz and 2 Links. So Dweller is a crazy card. You can make it with Access Code and Roxy's, or you can make it with double Parallax Seed. Just really good. It will just straight up win certain matchups. Toad is weird. Toad, I summoned it a couple times, but most of those games were games that I probably was just going to win anyway. But it could have been totally different. Like I played again against Salmon Great, against Cameron, he like cleared his board, he set 2, and then he passed. And then I had 2 dropsies, made Toad, and like if it was like Mirror Force, if it was anything that could stop me, like it was just good to make the Toad. It's just good insurance. And then if you do negate something, you get a dropsies back, so it's like gives you a resource, and it's just nice. And then one Nightmare Phoenix, because it's nice to have a generic Link 2. And this one's really good with your arrows that you get in this deck. It just clears back row 2. It's nice. And then Access Code is just insane. Access Code will beat over stuff. It'll pop. It's just a really good card. The one potential change I would have made in the extra deck, I think after a bit of consideration, I think I would take out one of these and put in a Nightmare Unicorn. That came up in my quarter-final match. If I had Nightmare Unicorn, I would have won because I got Contact Seed twice. So I made this one, and I got Contact Seed again, and I could have just made Unicorn and been like, haha, suck it. No, just kidding. And then make Access Code, and then just, like, it just free. He basically was just handing me Link Climb material, but didn't have it, so I ended up losing that one. But yeah, so overall, that's the deck profile. 40, 15, 15.
You didn't do your side.
I didn't go through the side?
Yeah,
Oh,
not
okay.
the side.
Okay,
I mean, that's the main deck in extra. That's perfect. Let's see the
Yeah.
side spice. The side
Okay,
spice.
the side spice is, I'm a little dissatisfied with it, but I played 3 Nib. I did not summon it once. It hit my hand like 4 times, but it just never left my hand. Usually I would like draw it for turn after they comboed off, and just Nib was not happy with me today. I played 3 Meister because it seemed pretty good in our format. Again, I very rarely sided into it. I was very happy with my main deck, and so I didn't really side a lot, but the thing that I was really trying out today is Kaijus. I was going to play Slumber, and it just seemed like decks like Salad, decks like Prank Kids can't actually destroy their stuff, so I felt like Slumber was like a dead card. So I tried putting in the Kaijus. Ideally, it would just be these ones because they're all under 25. And if you make your Link 2, you can use your field spell to drop them and then just run them over. But somebody might be summoning out a barrier statue, so you got to play the wind one, just in case. Pankratops. Pankratops is the best side deck card, so yeah, that one's pretty obvious. A second Cosmic. Sangan. Another Cosmic, in case people are playing more back row, and a Feather Duster just in case as well. I sided into a second one of this. This didn't really come up. And then the last 2 cards are 2 copies of There Can Be Only One.
Ooh. Did this come up at all today?
No. I sided in, but it never came up. But if it did, I mean, it would have been insane.
Sure.
It's a really good card. It's just I wanted to play. So these took these were what Chalice. These used to be in where Chalice is now. So Chalice took their spot, and mostly because I wanted cards that were good going first or second. I didn't want to just I went first and drew the floodgate and I won, which was good because I lost a lot of die rolls.
Sure.
So yeah, all things considered, I was very happy with how the deck performed. I think the deck is weird. It's like, it's good, but it's very linear and it's very easy to stop. Like, I was talking with the other Prank Kids player we had today, Ian, and I said the first Prank Kids summon is the most terrifying moment of every day because you just go, okay, they have Ash, do I lose or do I keep going? And the games where they had Ash, I usually lost, and the games they didn't, I won. So it's an interesting deck for sure, but all in all, I was very happy with it. Shout outs to the homie Jacob for organizing the tournament and putting together all these deck profiles. Shout out to the people at Davis Cards and Games for dueling with me this past year and just really helping me progress, and then supporting me in this winning mat that I got with the tour guide one. Yeah, I like it. It's and then yeah, just shout out to everybody who keeps coming to this tournament, and I can't wait to keep doing it every year.
The 707 squad, baby.
707 squad.
Oh yeah.